not to deviate, but with this same peer pressure, yeah. The other time I was having a conversation with my friend, and then I just hinted that I want to start a business. His first reaction was mockery.
I can imagine that.
You know, and I didn't tell him, but in my mind, I was like, wait, so you actually think Black people can't start a business, or we can't start something for
So
ourselves?
who gave you the knowledge to be able to run a business? Where did you pick that from?
I had to consciously reprogram myself.
That is what somebody is asking you each time you have conversation with some people. What makes you think you are different?
It's like
from your brothers that are failing, from your brothers that are doing drug.
It's like, come on, you can't do it, man. We are here. We are in this together.
So each time an awakened brother or sister takes a step, one of us is always there to remind you of who you are.
And and also that reminder of who you are, is not who you are.
Yeah.
It is who you've been programmed to be.
That is the projection that they have of themselves, of us. So they're trying to project that on you.
Exactly.
So this has to do with spiritual awakening. That's a deep one right there.
That's a very deep one right there. You know, that's a very deep one right there.
A lot of us are sleeping
while
walking. We are sleepwalkers.
We are.
So unless somebody gets to know that, hey, I can do better.
There's more of me.
I cannot be trapped. I cannot be manipulated. I cannot be pressed down by any force.
That's true.
Then you would see them acting in a different kind of way. And I think that when you talk to people, you get to see that your vibrational level are not the same.
Very different.
Sometimes when you talk to people or spend much time around them, you feel drained.
Very drained.
Why?
You know, that I wouldn't say the mockery sort of messed me up, but I would say for some time,
Yeah.
You
were really asking yourself.
I was asking myself, like,
is this person really right?
Is he right or is he wrong? Or am I working with the right person? Or like, bro.
And the reason for which you ask yourself that question was because you were trying to check. Like, hey, you are awakened. You really know what you want. But what about people who do not really know what they want? They'll believe that, anyway, all of us are the same, we should just keep on with, the flow. That is how a lot of us end up being, hurt or...
Exactly. So you see, the core or the foundation of peer pressure is a lack of self-identity.
True.
See, people don't know who they are. They actually don't.
They don't. And that is common here in Europe because why I made mention of our children, our younger ones born out here is because they are exposed to a lot of things.
That's true.
And they are trying to believe, they have been made to believe that to an extent they are Europeans or Germans. Meanwhile, they are not.
That is true because, I was actually analyzing how immigrants behave and also how the people who were born here behave. You see, there is this confidence the people born here portray that, excuse me to say, those who came from Africa don't have.
Yeah.
They can't speak up. They are timid. They are shy. They are, I mean, and you ask yourself, what contributed to that?
I think it's a cultural thing. To me, it's a cultural thing, and we were brought up in Africa in such a way that you do not talk like that amongst your elders.
True. And
you have to be cautious of what you are saying.
True.
You don't just talk because you want to talk, but you really have to hey, is this correct? I don't want to hurt somebody, and we end up just staying quiet.
That's true.
If we have to talk, no, we only if need be. But here it's not so. People just talk because, it's their right to talk, the right to be heard.
That's true. Because, when I was introducing myself, I made mention of the fact that I came here purposely for education, but I've realized not just education, like I have grown holistically. I wasn't always like this. I couldn't speak my mind. I was very timid, because of my background and how I was brought up. But I realized, no, I don't have to be. I can now speak up. I can now stand in front of people and say what I think of.
Right.
And not fear that my brother is going to judge me.
This is their society, and I think it starts from how they were brought up, where I think parenting, if I may say, these children really have the right to ask their parent for what they want, tell them how they feel, but it's not so with us back home, because we have authoritarian way of parenting where you have to go clean those dishes. You have no question. You just have to clean it, otherwise you'll be disciplined.
That's true.
But here, I don't want this, I want that. Why do you want that? Because I like it for this reason. So, it has to be given to you. And they were right to say, do not spare the rod and spoil the child. That works for us back in Africa, 100%.
I mean, with this point, it's a bit dicey because I think to an extent, that is contributing to parenting here in the diaspora. But come to think of it, don't you think if you spare the rod, you're actually spoiling the child?
That is why I say us in Africa, this worked well, because you do not spare the rod and spoil the child. We were very, very disciplined.
Very.
To a point that it put fear in us. And as a result of the fear, we do not talk like that. The way these kids out here
talk.
Man up to talk.
That's true.
State their claims and look at you in your eyes. In Africa, you will not talk to your elder and look at them in their face. This child is a stubborn child.
He's arrogant.
Yeah. I'm talking to you, you're looking at me like that. Or if an elder talk to you and you respond, oh, I'm talking to you, you're talking back at me.
Exactly.
So either way, you are wrong.
So it's like you are trapped. Like you are forced to keep quiet.
Wrong. Yeah. But this is why these kids out here are really, really bold. Because they have to respond. They have to express themselves.
They have to look you dead in the eyes.
In your eyes and say what they have to say.
Exactly.
So yes, I think being abroad is education. You've learned a new culture, a new lifestyle. But in this new lifestyle, I think for us Africans, we haven't been able to create a balance because we have abused the openness of the society out here, that we get to do things that as an African is very, very uncalled for.
That's true.
And practice things that we cannot do even
back home.
That's even if we visit back home, we will not be able to do those things because we know that there's a system back there, culturally speaking.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah. So, bro, I think on this very aspect of pressure, we have been put in a space by our family members again that puts us in some kind of comparison. Like, hey, your friend came last year, he brought this one, you are not doing this, your friends are doing that. In the end of the day, we end up getting into some kind of activities abroad that either destroys our future, or we get into prison, or we are being damaged.
That is true.
Yeah.
And with this issue that you just hinted on, that the family kind of gives their kids abroad pressure
a lot
by comparing them. I experienced something different actually, because I've experienced ups and downs, and I would say my mom has played a very pivotal role.
Okay.
She doesn't pressure me. She rather encourages me. That Gerhard, that's life. before you get back up.
Right.
And I believe if parents back home can adapt this mentality, that would really help their kids abroad.
A lot. But the thing is, love. Seriously. A lot of us don't even know how to express love.
That is true.
A lot of us, there are kids that have never heard since they were born, and they are parents today, grandparents to be. They have never heard somebody telling them that I love you. We all need that.
That is true. And I believe the word love actually is loosely used.
It's loosely used. But when it comes from a place of support, when it is true, you feel motivated. You can feel it. You can relate to that.
That's true.
Imagine your mother telling you, hey, son, it is difficult for you, I know. But I need you to give yourself time. Do not be pressured.
That's true.
I love you so much. Bro, do you know what that means?
It boosted my confidence. Actually,
good.
I felt so good. I'm like, okay, so I'm trying. She understands.
Yeah, but a lot of parents that are expecting, even with the little that you give, they don't see it as being enough, or you're doing your best. And they don't want to know if you're actually going through turbulence, if you're going through tough time, you are silent. They don't want to ask you what is really the problem, what is bothering you. I mean, it's always pressure. People only call you when they need something from home.
And that is very disheartening.
It's very bad.
Very disheartening, bro. And I like the fact that you mentioned love. It is true. Love is not just about saying I love you.
The things you do.
The things, your actions.
The things you do.
The expressions. And bro, what else do you think we can incorporate apart from communication?
I would say things that worked for me and is still working for me is to learn to say no. I'll tell you no if I cannot. And I'll tell you no if I don't find the need, if I'm not comfortable doing that, even if I have.
Okay.
I would have to tell you no because I don't see it necessary. True. It doesn't make me wicked.
That's true.
The fact that you saw money in my pocket does not mean that money is not already used. Are you getting it?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah, because you have 3,000 does not mean they call you from home. We need water. You have to give. No. Go fetch it.
That's true.
Go fetch it. So that is a space that we have to be, because otherwise your pocket or your wallet is going to be like a basket.
That's true. And I also think we here abroad, we should learn to keep quiet.
Yeah.
And work in silence.
Promises.
We
hypes.
We put ourselves out there and we trap ourselves.
A lot.
Imagine you are suffering to pay your bills, you're suffering to pay your rent. You are trying, but and you post on social media driving this car, boiling in this club.
Yeah.
It gives them the impression that
life is good. So if they're calling you, you need to provide. Man, we see you driving, you in the club yesterday.
Yeah.
So what do you want to tell me? That you don't have money?
Yeah.
And I should believe you when I saw you with my own eyes.
So once again, work in silence and move in silence.
Bro.
Work in silence and move in silence.
Those that said people that are flashy are broke people. There's an atom of truth in that.
Yeah, there's an iota of truth.
Yeah,
very true.
Because if you have vision, people call me too many times and like, hey, bro, you don't go clubbing, you don't. I said, bro, I've been there. I clubbed. I'm not an old man, but I think I did things when I was very, very young. People who know me can testify. When I was in Boya, Bamenda, Lembe, all these towns in Cameroon. And in my own community, those who know me know that this guy was a baller.
Ashu.
Yeah, I was I was balling at my level.
Yeah.
And I used to remember my dad was like, hey son, you are not going to use my money to play life, to enjoy your life. You have to work for yours. That was, a father disciplining me, his son.
Like a wake-up call.
Yeah. And as I grew older, I saw that, hey, things only last for a moment.
That's true.
Things only last for a moment. So right now, the things that I do, look, it's been years I haven't been to a club. One, because I really do not like it crowded lately. And noise to me. And the quality of the sound that I hear now really matters to me. So I'd rather go to a bar and listen to classical music where I'm well dressed, I eat something, or I get into a restaurant, I order my meal if I really have to give myself a treat.
Exactly.
Eat something, take a glass of wine, and I'm good. I come back home.
Exactly. So this actually makes it clear that you are awakened spiritually.
Oh.
You have a purpose.
I worry about my
finance. You have a vision.
I worry about my finance.
You have a vision and you are working towards it.
Yes, and I don't do things to impress people.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do things because I want them done, and I want to do it in a certain kind of way. I don't do it because I saw Peter doing it yesterday. I want to measure up with that. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So this is actually to make it clear that you are not just saying what you think, but you're actually practicing
my lifestyle.
Exactly.
Because it saves me away from a lot of that. It protects me from headache. One of my friend, she's in Lithuania.
Okay. Lithuania.
She always like, Marvin, why is it that you always look fine, you always look unbothered? I'm like, yeah, because I'm unbothered. It's not like I look like. Things that I cannot fix, I let them go.
Exactly.
Things that really I don't have solutions for them, I say this thing will take care of itself.
Exactly. And that is true, actually. There's a point in life where you get and you don't find a need to impress. And at the same time, it brings you peace and joy.
That calmness, that's tranquility. We need it to function properly.
We really need it.
To be productive.
We really need it.
To be productive.
Really, you see, you need the mind in a certain atmosphere.
Bro, haven't you seen us walking down the streets and talking alone? Where do you think that's coming from? Oh, you think they're singing? Bro, there's no song.
One of my friends told me something funny. It's like Germany is the only place where you see a person dressed sharply walking on the street and he's talking to himself.
Yeah. Pressure. You can imagine what is going on in that head.
Wow.
You can imagine what's going on in that head.
Wow.
So we really have to worry about our internal peace. And for that, I'll recommend meditation sometimes.
Very, very important.
You came in here, you saw that I was burning my essential oil. Yeah. That is something that I do before I sleep some days. I burn that to purify the air, and then it's good too for my, my brain.
Yeah.
As I, respirate, and it keeps me calm.
Exactly.
And I meditate sometimes for like 30 minutes. Just being silent if I have to. Relax, keep away my phone. Just talk to myself, appreciate myself for the little things that I have done.
Exactly.
And be thankful to life, the things that I see around me. My health is okay. We should practice gratitude, thanksgiving,
self-care.
Yeah,
that is the word, self-care. And I believe with meditation, you use essential oil, but personally, what I use is the Bible, like the Word of God. I just pick it up, I read, I ponder over it. You see, as you ponder, it alters your mindset. It does.
But positively.
Positively.
Right.
Yeah, positively. And you are not actually being biased. Because, people have this misconception about the Bible. But you are openly thinking about it. And I would say it has contributed to my growth.
Yeah.
Meditation. It does.
Very, very, very important.
It does.
Very, very important.
So the young people out here should incorporate that. It would help them.
That is what I have to say, bro. Because if not, we don't want to see our brothers the way we see them down the streets.
It's sad.
Some families are still believing that their children are doing fine abroad, but they are just being wicked. They don't want to take care of situation. They don't want to send them money for food. They don't want to take care of their junior ones. But a lot of us have gone crazy. A lot of us are mad. I mean, literally mad. And we are not getting well anymore. Seriously, bro.
Honestly. And the word madness here it has nothing to do with your appearance. It's mental.
Let me in pidgin.
It's mental.
In pidgin, the person don't crease. Yeah.
It's mental.
Yeah. So that is it. So families, we are just begging for your support, your encouragement. Each time that we come on the phone, we just want to be pampered. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Be pampered, be encouraged, because it is not easy for us out here. It's not what our friends show you guys on social media. Not all of us own a car.
Forget about it.
Yeah. Not all of us own the things that you see people flaunting on the social media. No. We are just begging for you guys to be considerate and at least manage the little resources we put together for you guys. That's all we are asking. From all that we've discussed here, it already should ring a bell that life is not easy. It's not easy.
True.
Yeah.
True. And apart from family issues, peer pressure, we here are also going through racism.
That one is always present.
And discrimination.
Present. It's funny how we left Africa fighting tribalism, running away from tribalism, and we find yourself facing racism. Bro, I mean, the whole story is just crazy because we have a lot to deal with as Africans. Exactly. If we have to work together as a common people, a lot has to be done.
A lot
has to be done.
So this is more or less like a wake-up call.
It is a wake-up call for us all.
Yeah.
So, except you have something more to add, we've talked and but
that's true.
Have it in mind that this is something that we can use like a whole month to talk about it, because people always come with different opinions and on this.
I mean, things. Books have been written, and I believe you can even write a book on it. But I mean, if we should sit here to discuss, we would spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so I would just like to say thank you for hosting me, and also thanks to your viewers. Comment, like, subscribe, share, and also, I mean, it's a pleasure being here, honestly.
Thank you, bro.
It's a pleasure being here.
I really appreciate. Viewers, I really appreciate you guys for always tuning in, and I hope that it's been a very, very interesting subject. Like he said, always feel free to leave us with your comment. Give us your opinion about this particular subject so that we can even expand more to reach out to more people. So thank you for taking out this time. Once more, a wonderful Sunday. Ciao.